from the Nerd Cave here in Bristol, and today I'm going to talk to you about rugby. What rugby? England versus South Africa at Twickenham over the weekend, or yesterday, where South Africa took a loss of 12-11. Now, many people will tell you about the controversy or the controversial last decision that ended the match, where the young man was tackled without the use of arms and therefore should have resulted in a penalty. I say no. If we wanted to win that match, we had to win it in the first half already. If we wanted to win that match, it wouldn't have had to come down to the last minute. We would have been either ahead at the last minute or well ahead in the last minute. But at the end of the day, we've got no one else to blame. Can't blame the ref last minute. But at the end of the day, we've got no one else to blame. Can't blame the ref. Can't blame the guy for not tackling with his hands. Got to blame ourselves. Because guess what? South Africa, we didn't lose that match. We didn't lose that match. We definitely lost that match. But it was ours for the losing. It was ours for the winning. England didn't win. Don't get me wrong. They fought, they were tackling, they were defending for most of the game. We had the possession advantage, we had the territory advantage, and we just couldn't convert that into points. It started in the first half already. It started early in the first half already, where we were in their 22 for most of the first half, but we just couldn't turn it into points. Now, for me, that's two things. The one thing, it is a self-belief. It's believing in ourselves that we can get across that line. It's that spring in your step. It's that self-confidence that, you know what, no matter what, we can get over that line. We just don't have that self-confidence for some reason. It happens when we make one mistake, or if the opposition's team scores, we seem to drop, and we just don't have that winning edge that we need to win. That's the bottom line. Yes, I am an armchair coach, as they say, or a Monday morning quarterback, or whatever you want to call it. Because no, I don't have any qualification in rugby. No, I didn't make it further than my regional team. But the point is, if I'm seeing these things, I'm telling you that our coaches are seeing these things, our players are seeing these things, and worse, our opposition are seeing these things. If we look at the game on Saturday, the first half was ours for the taking. We should have been way ahead in points in the first half already. We just didn't convert any of our advantages into points. Be it tries, be it kicks, what have you. The other thing you can talk about is whether we should have gone for a drop goal in the last 5 minutes, which I'm not averse to. I really do think there were some possibilities, especially when you had them confused, or you had their number by having both Elton Yankees and Hendrik Pollard on the field at the same time. We could have easily pulled a move there. Maybe it's not what we were after. Maybe we there's some game plan there. I can't say. I'm not there. I don't know what the thing is on the day or how it works. The other thing with regards to game plans, though, there's a good segue for that, is I thought it was just a problem in the previous series, the Rugby Championship. The problem was, over there, I thought it was only on the right-hand side, or the right wing. And I'm not saying it's the actual winger. I'm talking about the area, the right wing. Where the defense keeps, or not the defense keeps failing, that the opposition team keeps being able to create an overlap and come past on our wings. Always creating that extra person on the side. And I've been watching it, and I've been thinking about it, and I don't understand, or I didn't understand why, and I actually spotted it properly now. The problem is that rush defense, what we've got going, and in fact, watching Saturday's game, it was on both wings this time. So again, I'm not blaming the wings per se. It is just our defensive system or our strategy in defense that is the problem. So what's happening is the line moves up, the opposition line moves up, and then we've got one guy that cuts in and rush defenses. Now, obviously, we all know that there's a lot that goes into a match or a game before the match, before the game. And this is where these planning and conditioning and defense strategies and all the stuff comes into place. 100%, I get that. But sometimes you need a second plan or a plan B or, hey guys, this is not working today. Let's stop this nonsense. Let's stop this and do something that actually is working today or that does work for this match or this time. Because rugby is very much as it is. You can plan so much before the match. You can get yourself ready in so many ways. But at the end of the day, rugby is a game that's played on the day as well. And if the bounce of the ball is not in your favor, you need to be able to adapt to that. And I think that's half our problem. The one half of the problem is the confidence or the self-belief, the self-confidence of just that champion air. You have an air of being a winner. I don't see that. And the other half is not being able to adapt. So yes, the game we won against New Zealand during this last series where we beat them. That day we had the bounce of the ball. The very match before that against Australia, we were playing pretty much the same patterns, but we just didn't have the bounce of the ball, and we just didn't have lady luck on our side on that day, if you can put it that way. So all the things that we were pulling off in the New Zealand game, we tried in the Australia game, but just didn't pull it off. And this is exactly what happened now against England. We had chances and opportunities, and we didn't pull it off. But at the same time, we were trying the same stuff over and over, where there needs to be a second plan or a second gear or something to say, right, this rush defense thing is not working. We need to move more on a shifting defense or a zonal defense. Because we can't keep having the overlap there and the guys coming through like that. I'm not saying we did a bad job at defense either, because there were times where we were under the pump and we actually got through it. The mistakes were around penalties and things like that. But the times that they were breaking through, it was the wings that were creating an overlap. We need to have somebody, even if it's the coach, dude, or even if it's the water boy, say, oi, guys, let's change it. We're going to plan B now because plan A isn't working today, obviously. It's not about conditions. It's not about the rain. It's basically, it's that on the day, man, on the match day, you've got that. If you put the grubber through, the bounce of the ball is either going to be perfectly in the corner where you need it to be, or it's going to be a few steps to the right and then it's out. You know what I mean? It's definitely not, it's not even a scientific thing. It's a feel for the game. It's a feel for the day. It's almost a superstitious thing that I'm trying to talk about. But it is so tangible when you're actually watching the game. It's so tangible when you see that the same thing is not working. And that's what's frustrating. And that's what frustrates me about losing, because we had no reason to lose that match. We were the better team on the day. We we didn't finish. We didn't quite. I don't know if we're not hungry enough. It can't be, because the boys look pretty hungry. You know what I mean? It's like, I do not want to be the coach's job for the Springboks. I tell you that much. He's done a great job in his selection. He's got great players there. They've got to work on those two things. The one thing is confidence, and yes, winning breeds winning, losing breeds losing. But if you can also beat that. With every for every 7 no's you'll get a yes. So it's time for a yes. We've had so many no's now that it's time for a yes. So believe in the yes, envision the yes, and believe that you're only going to hear yes from now on. In other words, believe that you're just going to win because you can. You're good enough to do it. You beat New Zealand just the other day, dude. So yeah, that's all I can say. Really, is those two things. Have a plan B, and work on your self confidence. That's basically it. Um, yes, this channel, I was never going to speak rugby. I am speaking rugby now. But it is a passion, and I like to see people speak about their passions. So this is my passion, and I've been keeping it in the closet for a long time. So yeah, long story short, I'm speaking rugby on this channel now, and this is my first live video about rugby. And yeah, as we go on with the series, we'll chat about it some more. We will. I'll do a bit of a preview for each of the matches. I think coming up, we've got France coming up. We've got Scotland coming up, and we've got Wales coming up. I'm actually going to go to the Principality Stadium in Cardiff to go watch the Welsh game. And yeah, I'm hoping to leave a winner there this time. It wasn't fun dragging my fat ass out in the cold to Principality Stadium last year and taking the lose. So I'm hoping, and you know what? I believe we can. I know we can take the win this year. But we just have to learn from even this match. Again, those same strategies, those same things can work. I'm not saying it's wrong, because on the day, if you do make that tackle, it does stop their attack, and it does cause or it does create time for us to cover that overlap. But if it's not working, and it's not working more than a couple of times, then can it, dude? Go back to basics. I don't know if they still do man marking or what have you, but try that. Maybe that is the problem. Maybe they are so advanced these days, and I'm not that old, so I can't be speaking of these days. But maybe that's what the problem is. They are so advanced that they've got so many great strategies and so many things that they're taking rugby into, and they are just such superstars, but they're not doing the basics. Perhaps it's time to have a look at that. Again, we are in a much better position than we were last year, or for the last couple of years, as far as performance goes. And if we can just have it's so frustrating, because it's like, it is possible. I know it is possible. They can take it. They are great players. They are a great team. They're just not finishing, man. They're just not. It's like, you go to the supermarket, and there's two types of cakes. There's the birthday cake with happy birthday on, but it's like a white sponge cake with white icing and whatever different colors, and it's happy birthday. And it's a good cake. Anybody can have it, and it's a good cake, and anybody can have the cake. But it's just not that gatao, the one with all the frilly bits and the shavings of chocolate and the gooey inside and the nice moist cake. So that's basically what's happening. South Africa are the gatao cakes, but they're treating themselves as the happy birthday sponge cake. And if they just put that chocolate shavings on, they can be the gatao. They can be what they are. But for some reason, they just like, leave the chocolate, man, or leave the shavings, leave the colors. Just I'm happy to be a happy birthday cake. No, dude, you're better than that. You can do it. So again, a South African living in England, supporting a South African team, as always. Will, it's in my blood. As I say, my blood is green. I know we can do it. But those are the things to focus on. The first thing to focus on, again, is finishing. Come up with strategies for on the day. So if there is the bounce of the ball is going your way, carry on. Go on with plan A. But if the bounce of the ball is not in your favor, reverse, rewrite, whatever, go to plan B. And then that defense, it's basically the same plan. It's the same thing. If you see it's not working, then change it. If you always do what you always did, you always get what you always got. And if you're forever going to miss the tackle when you're doing the rush defense, rather do the shift defense or the zonal defense and get the tackle and not create the overlap. I really wish I could be a little bit more positive. Again, I do believe that we lost it for ourselves. We are good enough to do it. We showed the world that we can do it against New Zealand. So I don't expect any more losses on this November internationals, or as they call it here, the autumn tour. I expect South Africa to pull up their socks, to get their big boy panties on, and realize that they are good enough, that they are champions, and that they just have to dig in to themselves. These people are phenomenal athletes. I follow so many of them on Instagram and on social media, and I see all the stuff that they do outside of rugby or in preparation of rugby. They are bright, intelligent, fantastic sports people. They inspire so many. They inspire millions of South Africans. In fact, I'm one of the people that they inspire. I just hope they can inspire themselves and believe in themselves, because that is the problem. It's that self-belief. It's that je ne sais quoi. It's that chutzpah, that winning air. It's just not there at the moment. It's like, again, some of the players you can see they've got it. But they just not. It's like there's another gear, man. That just change. It's one more gear. You can do it. But every time someone scores against us, or they break a tackle, or they make a break through the line, or they get that overlap, it's like the wind falls out of our sails. It doesn't need to, boys. We can do it. We don't need to worry about 3 points or 2 points if we are scoring 7 points. So pull your socks up. Don't wait for the last 5 minutes of the match. Call it on the day as well. There's definitely, I know there's stick to your guns and the game plan and what have you. The game plan needs to change. There needs to be a plan B in the game plan. You need to account for that bounce of the ball on the day. It's almost like part of the conditions. You can't account for, you can't control the weather. You can't control how slick the thing is. You can prepare for all the conditions. You can prepare for wet weather. You can prepare for slick pitch or a hard pitch or a soft pitch. But why are we not preparing for, hey, the bounce of the ball is not in our favor. Let's change it. Let's go find a better way of doing this. Let's go get the bounce of the ball. So the bounce of the ball is not in our favor. Let's go back to basics. We can't do that. The rush defense is not in our favor. Let's go back to basics. That's all I got to say about that. Go and have a look at the rest of our videos. I'll have another video out on Monday, which is tomorrow, my usual weekly video. But yeah, for this series, I'm going to try it out. I'll see how it goes. We'll do a pre and a post match video. Thank you so much if you have had the chance to watch this. And let me know in the comments down below what you think. And yeah, I hope you all have a good one. If I don't see you in the week, I'll see you on Monday. Cheers, bye.